Good morning and hello. My name is Duncan Alderdice, and in this series I make small videos every day as I try to put my life together, back together. I attempt to put my life back together again. We gotta work on that, and we will. Today we're actually gonna commit to it, even if there's fucking cars and that's annoying on this dirt road in the middle of nowhere. It's really windy or whatever, but what are the things I want to talk about? A bunch of things. Okay, well, so one thing is that given the circumstances that I'm at home right now, and because getting the job plan in 30 days didn't pan out like it normally does, frustrating, a million different sort of factors for that, but the bunch of things happening. Number one is that, well, so the lease that I have in Montreal is going to expire June 30th. So realistically, I'm going to have to let that go, which then means I'm going to have, like, my cats are still there. The neighbors are really nice and looking after them, like just checking in and really enjoying that. So that's nice to have that there, but I have to figure out how to transport them somewhere. Like if I didn't have them, then easy, because I could just put my stuff in storage, but I can't just put my cats in storage for 6 weeks. So that's the thing. But then, so what that means, there's a bunch of logistical things to figure out, but that I will be home, which is where I am right now, for longer than I expected. but so that fucking sucks. It's kind of annoying. So there's that. But then, so today I have 2 interviews, one with 2 companies. The interviews this week have been okay, lower screen calls, but they haven't been like, oh, these ones are winners, like the 3 calls I've had up until this point. And also there was one that I kind of did want, that was supposed to get to me, like the conversation with the screener went well, that was 2 weeks ago. Then this conversation with the hiring manager went well, that was last week. And it ended with him going like, well, the recruiter person will get back to you later this week with details, because their VP of sales is on vacation. And so then we'll schedule the final presentation for next week. But then on Tuesday, I just got like a default email from the recruiter saying like, hey, by the way, we've gone with someone else. So thanks for interviewing, but no thanks. Which was just like ultra misleading, but frustrating, because it was like, it just was that there was just no reason. It just doesn't make sense. Like if I were to explain what I just said right there, that doesn't seem like the best business practices. Like no one would be going like, oh, that's how we're going to design it. And so I don't think that they're mean people, but I just don't understand. And that's frustrating. I found the guy's phone number on Apollo, so I'm going to call him either today or tomorrow, or I won't. My voice cracking like a prepubescent teen. Do voice cracks happen during puberty or before puberty? I feel like it's during. So that wouldn't work if I said prepubescent. Anyways. The other thing too, though, is because I am going to be home for longer, I'm starting to do these again. This is kind of like, I was hoping to, like, pretty much the plan was like get a job, go back to Montreal. Once back to Montreal, then I started doing these things again. And then I didn't get the job, so it was like, okay, I'm even deeper in it. And so it sucks. But then also it's going like, okay, well, this is the story then I'm writing. If it was really easy, it wouldn't be interesting. But then also if this is the story that I'm writing, it's better to document it while it's happening rather than not when it's happening. Or after, like when the success happens. That's not as interesting or exciting. But more importantly is that, and this is actually like a profound thought that I was having kind of like with my parents at the same time. But so like a million times, or if I was gone like, I want to start a business, I want to be an entrepreneur who makes $1 million. Not the $1 million part is just kind of more exaggeration, but I wanted to have my own business, right? And so it's always been like an aspirational goal. When I was working at Planswell, then it was like, okay, I'm going to build this thing that's kind of related to this. And then I'm going to stop working at Planswell in order to pursue this. But I first have to get this income going. Then there was stuff that happened where I just had something happened where that was no longer the pursuit that I selected, and we are going to turn around. And for better or for worse, all is necessary. By the way, it's going to be windy now, so sorry about that. But so that happened. That's that. Now, since then, I've kind of learned going like, okay, well, maybe it would be a good idea to get skills working somewhere. And with the long term, like 5-10 years from now, just like keep in the mind, that's when you start the business. Cool. And then maybe you can do things on the side, but treat them as on the side, not with the intention of going like, I'm doing this in order to replace. So there's that. But now, given the advancements of AI and the economy being different than it was 2 years ago, and more just importantly is that the fact that like getting a job, I got to the final round of 2 interviews. One of them was the one that I really wanted to go for. It was a good company. And sorry for the wind. And it was, if I do this, I'm just gonna pause just while it's super windy. And then now it's stopping. I got to the final round, but I didn't get the offer. And when the person who was like doing it, like they called me, we had a 15-minute conversation about it, and they essentially, the feedback was going like there wasn't anything I could have done better in the interviews. Like, again, sorry about the wind. Wasn't anything I could have done better in the interviews. Like I was well researched, good. There was 2 interviewers who were notoriously difficult interviewers that I got a strong reference from. At the end of the day, okay, I'm just gonna commit to it. At the end of the day, they went with someone who just had more direct experience, and so it was like it's really tough because they acknowledged that. Oh fuck! Tractor, big tractor. They acknowledged that it is a difficult job market or whatever, and everyone keeps saying that it's a very competitive, especially in Ontario, which I am technically in right now but not applying in. There's 4.1 unemployed per 1 job, and Quebec that's closer to like 2.5, so odds are better there. Still suck though. But it just is weird for the feedback to be like there's nothing you could have done better. Except for, okay, hold on, someone's getting out of the car, so I'm gonna pause for sure. Yeah, here, 1 second.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, how are you doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah. It's nice out there, finally.
Gorgeous day, isn't it?
Okay, so that's that. But so what was I saying? Is that I got to the front, like there's nothing better I could have done, which what that means is that like there's things outside of my control. But because the things are outside of my control, that's comforting because it's like, okay, well, I did my best. But then discomforting because it's like, well, I can't fix it. You know what I mean? But what I can do is realize that this is an opportunity because of the advancements of AI. In that is making everyone's jobs easier, and therefore the demand and need for the demand and need for, is that the same truck or is that a different truck? I don't know. It's the same truck. The demand and need for an employee to do the busier entry level work is lower because everyone can do that now. Means that there's not going to be as many jobs created. However, the tools now create where it's never been easier to start your own business. And so what's interesting is one of the things that I will be doing now, in addition to applying for jobs, is actually spending time building some sort of business thing because I have the AI thing that can supplement the team of 4 I would need in order to do so myself. And it's now less of a passion project sort of thing, in as much as it is a source of a necessity. And it's like, I like being home, but I don't want to be home. Like, I've been home for too long. It's still kid mode. Like, I want my independence. And like, I have my parents' support. I'm not complaining about that. They also, in this conversation, were like, no, you actually definitely should go through with that. My dad has been experimenting with Claude Code and building out a bunch of things, and seeing how it's just it's very powerful. And so just seeing that right now, I don't have to pay rent, I don't have to pay groceries or cook for myself if I'm at home, which I fucking hate, but also like. But so take advantage of the time savings I'm getting right now for free and use it as an opportunity to spend developing something that other people aren't, because they're working a job and I wouldn't have if I was on my own and working a job. So take the shitty situation, notice and identify all of the opportunities and benefits within the shitty situation, fucking move forward accordingly. Onward. Cool. So I appreciate you listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Clementine Club. Thanks for sticking around, and see you tomorrow. Don't stop.